There you are, Kevin Kenny. We're live in New York City. This is the Build series. It's October 4th, 2019, just so you know whenever you're watching this, maybe in the future. Hope you're well. But we thought this is a big day because you at home and us in attendance here can finally stream Season 2, Part 2 of Light as a Feather on Hulu. Of course, after you watch Build, and then you watch Light as a Feather. So we thought, why don't we throw a little bit of a party, celebrate the big debut of the new episodes with some of the stars. Jordan Rodrigues is here. Dylan Sprayberry is here. They're taking some photos for you in the back. And if you're new to the show or maybe you need to catch up a little bit on what's going on in the series, let's take a look at a clip right here.
Light as a feather. Stiff as a board. Light as a feather. Stiff as a board.
So about that game we played the other night.
What about it?
We still don't know for sure that it's gonna lift the curse.
Whatever happens now, we're in it together. Playing the game in the factory, I think it works. Thank you, restless souls. The curse has been lifted. I'll call you back. Someone tried to kill me last night, and I think it's the same person who kidnapped you. Where were you?
Something's happening, Mac. Something evil.
Ow!
It could be anyone. It could be someone we know.
How do we stop it? We need your help. Once you realize when we get down to the wire and there's no way out, it's every man for themselves. We still have time.
Do you guys want to play charades?
No games.
We should make it to the watch party. Jordan and Dylan, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, how you going?
Hey. It's a warm welcome, huh?
Yeah, I was just taking in all the beautiful faces here. It's great.
That is cool.
Thanks for coming.
You guys have been everywhere and back, it looks like, in the city today. I saw you cruising around. Jordan, you were getting down to some Silverchair?
Yeah.
Putting you on flat. I love Silverchair, but is that a thing for you? Why'd you post that?
Oh, Dylan just said like one of his favorite Australian bands was Silverchair, and I was like, let's play Silverchair right now. Straight Lines, let's go. Yeah. It was,
Straight Lines, let's go.
We were jamming out.
Yeah, dude, Silverchair, classic. What other Australian bands are you into?
I love Sticky Fingers. I love Rufus Du Sol.
Yeah.
Who else? I love Matt Corby, Tash Sultana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's rad. And then just on the music tip, you were doing some promo for your buddies. You want to shout them out?
Which buddies? I have a lot of buddies with music.
You were on your story.
Oh,
bro.
Holden. Oh, guys, please. Oh my God, dude, thank you. I'm gonna cry for you bringing that up. Thank you so much. One of my best friends, Holden, is the sweetest guy I've ever met, and he has the purest soul. And he just released an EP called I think it's called "I Lost All My Friends in the Summer." And I put it on my story, and I'll keep putting it up there. Please go listen to it. It's amazing. Thank you for.
It pairs well audibly with the really zoomed-in shot of a rug.
Exactly.
And also, Tyler has a new record out with his new band, which is cool.
Oh yeah, Tyler does too. Yeah, Tyler just released. I think it was a single, or did they drop the album?
I think it's a
altogether?
single.
It was a single.
Yeah. He was on with Pavements, his old band, but Build's freaking out right now. They're like, talk about the show, not me.
Yeah.
Not me.
5 North. Tyler's band 5 North just released a single as well, and it's awesome.
Cool, right on. How does it feel just having this, like, I mean, I like how you've broken it up in terms of the part twos, because I feel like sometimes we get a little, overwhelmed when there's, like, so much content to consume. I'm sure the fans here disagree. But does it feel good to finally have this out in the world?
Yeah, absolutely. Like every episode, I feel like there's some sort of cliffhanger, some sort of new twist, new realization, but then having the giant cliffhanger after part 1. Yeah, it's good to have it finally out, and we can resolve a few more issues.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to. It's kind of cool that it's gotten this far too, because I've heard really, I guess the start was just supposed to be like 10 episodes, one season, like maybe even rumors of like a different cast every season. So to be working on it so long must be awesome, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean, we talk about this all the time, and at least for me, in terms of other shows I've been on, this show and Teen Wolf are the only 2 things I've ever worked on where we're truly like close friends.
Family.
Like family, yeah. I see him all the time. We live pretty close together. We all live pretty close, you know what I mean? Like
we see each other like once every week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
We can't really go any longer.
Is that
I kind of need you to help me like get through.
Is that something that just has to be there naturally? Is that something you work towards in terms of that on-screen chemistry, right? And just being real-life friends?
I feel like it came quite organically and naturally. We're all pretty. We have similar, outlooks on life, and we have similar energies, and so it came quite naturally. But also doing one season together, we felt like we really went through something together.
Right.
And so coming back into season 2, it just felt like coming home. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like school's starting up again.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I felt like, I don't know, like the first season everybody got close, but the second season it was like it was great. It's also weird because you don't have to have that chemistry to work with people. Like it is business at the end of the day, but it makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
So much easier to get through the work, and it makes you want to work harder when everyone else really cares and is like genuinely cares about each other. It makes you like really want to give it your all.
How does that kinship manifest itself on set? You know, for someone who doesn't act, right? Is it do scenes like go quicker? Are you are you looser now, so you maybe ad lib more? Like when you're comfortable, like how does that show itself?
I feel like we don't have to act as hard. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we can just be and trust that each other has got each other's back through the scenes. And we all play a very special part in this storytelling, and we know each other's roles very well. So that's, I feel, how comfortable we are with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember and it might be different just respectively, your first memory of hearing about the show and the synopsis, and maybe if you had to audition, do you remember where you were and what you initially thought?
I had never heard of the game Light as a Feather, Stiff as a Board. Like, I'm from Australia. That's not really a thing.
We don't do that
I'm
supernatural
like,
crap.
what is it? They're just like, oh, it's like a slumber party game. Like, what's a slumber party? and then they're just like, oh, you say light as a feather and you lift each other up. I'm like, that sounds pretty stupid. But with this new element of the curse and like being able to predict people's deaths, gave it a really edgy sort of twist to it, which I loved.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I think a lot of people know. I didn't know anything about the show either, but I heard Liana was doing it, and it's funny. We're both from Texas. We didn't know each other when we lived in Texas, but we both moved here kind of around the same time. And when I was, I think 9 or 10, Liana was my babysitter, and my sister and I's babysitter. Yeah, so we would be at home and we'd be making short films, like scary movies, on our video camera, like all the time, and like running around doing fun stuff. So it was really awesome. I was like, oh my God.
When I found out she was your babysitter, I lost it.
Yeah.
I lost it. And then I was like, oh, you guys have a kissing scene coming up. Like, how's that going to go? Yeah.
Isn't that every like young boy's dream? Is
9-year-old you'd be so
like,
stoked.
yes, the 9-year-old me was like, yes. Yeah. Finally. No, just kidding. Leona's,
You mentioned, making those scary movies as a kid just for fun. When I first heard about what the show was about, it almost gave me like Final Destination vibes. You know what I mean? Of these predictions and whatnot. Did you guys grow up fans of horror films and thrillers and things like that, or?
I mean, my parents really made me steer away from. They're very conservative, so they wouldn't let me go near like horror films.
What was like the craziest thing they let you watch?
SpongeBob.
Probably, yeah. What was the craziest thing? Like, they wouldn't even let me watch Simpsons.
Oh wow!
Are you serious?
But I still watched it, like,
Yeah, of course.
behind their back.
We always
Watch
do.
Adult Swim
Yeah.
at nighttime.
Just like, it's a stupid cartoon. I'm like, I don't think it's stupid. I
It's
think
amazing.
it's great. It's actually a piece of, it's just,
piece
it's
of art.
genius.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did watch Final Destination. That was probably it.
I feel like I have the exact opposite of Jordan, and this is why why I act like so much more of a kid. It's because my parents, like, obviously they didn't want me to watch things that like had profanity and stuff, but they just let me watch whatever. Like,
Totally.
like the first movie I saw was Harry Potter. That's the first. I was like 3 when it came out, or 4, and I remember seeing it at the movie theater. It was like the first thing one of my very first memories was seeing Harry Potter. And that's, yeah. I think I forget the question, but
Yeah.
I think I answered
Oh
it.
yeah. Well, I mean, you had to be a fan because you were making scary movies, so I mean, you had to be super into it.
Yeah.
This is a story and something that was built out or born out of a book. Do you guys, just as actors, do you find it different approaching work that has already been out in the world in a different form? Do you feel like you have to read the book? Do you have to? Does that inform the art at all, or?
I
I mean, it definitely helps, but
Yeah.
I didn't even know really what Wattpad was, and then I realized it's an online.
What is it? I'm
You're
so
asking the
happy you
wrong
said that,
guys.
'cause I was like, how am
We're
I going
just
to work that
actors.
question in
don't understand
without
it
sounding like a
either.
grandpa?
It's like I don't know. How would you explain it? It's like fan-based.
Can
content.
anybody?
Anyone here? Is there like a Wattpadder here?
Is anybody Wattpad?
Do you know? Are you on it? Here, come
No.
here.
I just
Okay.
want to
Get up
like
for a second.
the
She
mic.
does,
Yeah.
but she
I
doesn't
got
want
it,
to
I
do
got
it.
I got it.
Listen,
What's your name?
I love how uncomfortable.
No, right.
You can come closer. What is Wattpad?
It's like a website where like people just put their like imaginative, creative side out there. So they write books and stuff on it.
And
Full
anybody,
books?
and anybody can do it.
Yeah, anyone can do it. Yeah, yeah.
This was
I actually did one too, and
Really?
yeah.
What was it of?
and Hulu
What's it
didn't
called?
pick it up.
What's
They
it
didn't.
called? Here's your plug.
Yeah, go ahead and say it. Blast yourself out there.
Do it.
So I did one. It's called like 16 and Pregnant, a Jason McCann story, and I based it off Teen Wolf, Under the Dome, Vampire Diaries, and I just put it all in there. Made like
That's amazing.
Hell
like
yeah.
29,000 people read it already.
Nice
Wow.
job.
Which is-
Congratulations. That's
That's
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. No, good
Right
for
on.
you. Good for you. Keep doing that. Really. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really.
That's
cool.
really cool. Do you constantly do it, or is that like your masterpiece? Okay, that's awesome. That's really cool. Dude, the last thing when I was growing up was when I got out of school was write anything, man. I was
Yeah.
in front of the TV doing God knows what.
I still can't even use my phone. I don't even understand technology like that.
Yeah, I'm like amazed by that.
Yeah.
So it was born out of Wattpad. Am I saying that right?
Yep.
Wattpad, yeah.
All right, Wattpad, and then it became this book. Dylan, you were. What's interesting to me is you were on Teen Wolf, and that was something that also was born out of another, something that already existed, which was a movie.
Mm-hmm.
How does this compare to that experience?
Um,
Or are you not affected by it? Like it's not something that crosses your mind.
what the fact that it was a movie before, like it's based off
Yeah,
something
it's just
else?
like something that has already existed in the world. I think that's interesting as opposed to something that has never,
I think I bet it felt different for like Tyler and Dylan, all those guys, because they started in like 2011, like when like they started on the pilot.
Right.
For me, I came in season 4, so like for me it was more so stepping into something that was already big, and I was like kind of like nervous in a good way, obviously, but I was like, well, this is crazy, and I had always known about the first Teen Wolf, and I loved that one with Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
So I was just excited and felt very lucky to be a part of it, and I was definitely really nervous. Like my audition for Liam was like I went straight into the producers because I had done other auditions before, so they knew me. But I went straight in, and Dylan O'Brien and Tyler Posey were standing right there, and I was just like. And I was like 15, and my grandma drove me to the audition, and I was just like, what the heck is going on right now? Like, I was like shaking, and I was trying to be cool because they were like in the kitchen talking about like skateboarding and like all kinds of stuff, and I was like, yeah, I like that too. You guys are awesome.
I love you.
I love you.
I was watching some interviews that your female counterparts did on the show, and they were giving out superlatives. And Jordan, they said that you are most likely to forget your lines on set.
Forget lines.
Yeah. How do you
Yeah.
feel about that?
They called you.
Checks out. Yeah.
Does it? Is it tough? Like memorizing just so much script.
I mean, it's hard. Well, I mean, remembering lines is kind of easy. It's just sometimes I get in my head about my accent. If I slip up on like one word, then I'm kind of in my head, and it's hard to sort of get me out of that. But yeah, I mean, everybody on the show of like flawless. Like they don't really make mistakes that much. I sort of.
I make tons of mistakes. I've made so many mistakes on that show. I feel like.
Oh well, maybe I'm not there for that, but
Yeah.
I definitely win for messing up the most.
Are there particular words that are you just dread seeing them because of the accent?
Not words, but sort of words in sentences. Some sentences just.
It's like the combination of words.
Yes,
maybe.
absolutely.
What are some examples
Oh,
of that?
no, I
do
don't
that?
know any on the spot.
Can we do that do it chant again?
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything on the top of my head, but
Yeah.
if I'm reading it, it's not coming out of my mouth smoothly. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna struggle today.
Totally.
You gotta do that Matthew McConaughey thing. You
Yeah.
gotta have some ritual that gets you out of your head.
No, yeah, I couldn't tell you.
It's
It's quickly turning into a Wolf of Wall Street 2 audition.
Yeah.
Just so you know. Speaking of your counterparts here, they were on Build not too long ago when the first part of season 2 came out, and they were saying that they've become more open, I guess, to believing in the supernatural and believing in paranormal activity through just working on the show. What is your guys' relationship to that, Ben, since working?
I feel since I feel like nothing's really changed since working on the show. I feel like we've used a cemetery a couple of times, and that was kind of a weird energy. But I never had any crazy stories about anything happening while we're
No
filming.
interactions with ghosts in your life?
In my life, no. My sister's actually had a couple of things, but it's not like a ghost. It's just like weird energy, like negative energy, like.
Right.
And people, believe different things.
Yeah,
but
totally.
Who knows what that is? I don't know. I couldn't put a finger on what that is.
Yeah,
I don't
totally.
know.
I think it's made it sort of. I'm more comfortable with like if there are spirits and ghosts and stuff like that. Filming in graveyards, I used to be very weird about. I was like,
don't step on.
There's like
Well, you shouldn't do that
people
anyway.
around me, and like you can't sit on the gravestones, or like you have to just stand. But I'm like, they're dead. They don't care.
You're gonna
like,
get
you know what I
haunted
mean?
later. You're
Yeah,
going to get
exactly.
haunted up the
Ghosts are gonna
wazoo.
find your
asking for
hotel,
it.
dude.
You just
They're just
screwed
watching
yourself.
this live. They're just like, oh, is that right?
I know
Okay.
where I'm going later. Like, let me fit this in my schedule.
Yeah, it's like haunt Jordan at 12 tomorrow. Okay, cool. No, but one time when I was younger, I had sleep paralysis. Has anybody had sleep paralysis?
What is that?
It's when you wake up in the middle of the night, but it feels like something's sitting on you, and you can't move.
You
like
literally
your whole
can't
body
move.
is frozen, and you're conscious, and the room looks the same, and you're just like, why can't I move? And in my particular case, I felt at the feet of my bed a finger just like drawing circles on my bed like that, and I was just like, what the hell is that?
What
And
is-
I'm trying to kick it. I'm like, nope. And I couldn't yell. Like I couldn't even yell. And then all of a sudden I kicked it away. But then I woke up and the room looks exactly the same, but I can move again. And I'm just like, well, that was weird.
Would you ever go ghost hunting or anything like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that would
yeah.
be fun,
I
right?
would do that.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
done that
We should do
before.
a show like that. That'd be
Oh,
Go
true.
ghost hunting.
Dude, do it on the vlog.
That's a good
Halloween?
idea. You want to go ghost hunting?
Yeah. Am I
Okay.
part
You
of
gotta
the
say yes
vlog?
now. Imagine if you're like,
Now
"Nah,
you
nah,
are,
dude."
sure. I mean, it's
Awesome.
not really a ghost hunting vlog, but we could do a ghost hunting
Episode.
episode. Let's do it.
Damn.
Imagine if your vlog was exclusively ghost hunting.
There, dude, my old apartment building I used to live at the top floor next to the gym, it said ghost hunters, and they had all of these cameras and all of these advertisements. Like, it was so maybe we'll go hit them up.
My parents would just hate this.
They're like,
My parents like me. They're just like, don't attract them. Like, don't try and talk to them and all this
They're like
stuff. And
gonna
I'm
cut
like
you off,
going like,
like-
we're gonna hunt for ghosts today. It's gonna be fun.
let's see if we can attract them over here.
Yeah, they would kill me.
How's the vlogging been going though? In all seriousness, this is something you've been doing now, I guess, for 2 months now. Longer?
No, almost just about a month.
Just about a month.
Yeah,
right?
it's been really fun. It's interesting. There's a weird connotation around YouTube because there's all different kinds of content on there.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with everyone having their own style and how they do things, but I'm trying to find that balance of not putting on a personality, but
Yeah.
still like letting
Being
my
yourself.
energy be there because nobody wants to watch a boring person. No
Right.
offense to any, but nobody wants.
No offense if you're boring.
No offense if you're boring, but nobody
Alright.
wants to watch
No
that.
one's
Like,
gonna
it's
watch
not
it.
Not getting
engaging.
views.
Yeah.
You're boring.
You're boring.
You just need one of those
You
crazy
page yourself.
YouTube vlogger thumbnails where it's just like you'll never believe what happened to Taco Bell.
Aw.
What the hell happened at Taco Bell?
What
dude?
happened to Taco? I want to know what happened to
Is
Taco
everyone
Bell.
okay?
But
Crazy.
it's good. It's good. It's honestly just an excuse to be with the people that I love and go places and do really cool things and meet people and have positive conversations. Like that's really what
Yeah.
it's about for me and for all of the people that are helping me do it.
Do you guys feel pressure, and I don't necessarily mean that in a bad way, but do you feel pressure to share more and more, as people in the public eye?
No.
No.
I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, it's like an up and down battle for me.
Yeah.
Like, I want to stay off social media as much as possible because you do get addicted slowly.
Right.
But also, I want to provide a service for the people that are supporting my career.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I really want to give back to them. So it's kind of finding that balance because it can consume you, but it's a good tool for business and all those things.
Yeah. We're going to turn it over to the fans in just a second, but I want to update, if you're a casual fan, maybe watching right now, looking to get further into the show, or maybe you're new to the show, let's just update them on where your characters are at this point in the story. You've been cursed for the first time. That's not spoiling anything, is it? Oh, is it? Oh, well then I was kidding.
Well, then that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
I mean, the first, scene of season 2 is you see Trey and playing the game. So he's going to at some point, but we don't know.
That's what I was alluding to.
Yes.
Yes.
You didn't mess
yes.
up. You didn't mess up.
No, you didn't mess it
No,
up.
I don't think.
But yeah, we pick up and are you talking about part B or part A?
Both.
Because part B is out now, only on Hulu.
Well, I know. I don't want to. Now I'm scared because part B is like hours old, so I don't want to spoil anything there.
Is
But
it
Sure.
part B or part 2? What are we calling it? Is we using letters or numbers to
I thought it was B, and then somebody in the back told me 2, but it's basically the same thing.
The ghosts are here. Okay, they're on schedule.
And
Great.
we're going.
And we're
This
leaving.
was a great interview. Thank you. Anyway, sorry. We're coming. We're coming. We're gonna get you.
You messed up, Jordan.
You said I'm a grave.
Talking all that bullcrap.
Sorry. Where were we? Yes. So.
I was spoiling the entire series for everyone at home. I think.
So
is what
you
happened.
ruined it.
Back
Okay,
to
great. No. Basically, okay. If we're talking about part B.
Yeah.
Or
B2.
B2. Oh my gosh.
B12.
B squared.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Let's just talk about part
I
1.
could pee.
Okay.
You have to be? Okay.
It's okay
well,
though. This is more important to me.
Basically, at the beginning of the season, part 2, season 2. Shit.
Dude, those ghosts,
You
man.
really ruined this
Those
for us,
ghosts.
I
Like,
didn't
screw
mean
12
this.
pound tomorrow,
This
man.
is not
I'm free
my
now.
intention. We good? All right.
Just
They don't want you to
crashes
spoil it.
down.
You know what? I've lost my train of thought. You go.
What are we talking about anymore? I'm just scared of ghosts now.
Update. I'm so scared to say anything about your character. Just update us on where they're at. I was going to say something about your character, but I don't want to.
Well, look, the show's out now, so we can at least talk about the first episode. I feel like most
Yes.
people have
Yeah.
seen the first episode.
Yeah.
In the last episode of the first half, A or 1 or whatever we're calling it, A1 steak sauce. Hey, shout out. We see Henry with this rug of a beard, and we kind of get an idea that he's not dead. And then, look, guys, I haven't seen the show. Okay, I literally just got internet like 2 days ago at my apartment. I've been living with no internet for like months.
What?
Yeah, I don't need it, but
Really?
Yeah, I haven't really seen it either, but
Okay.
all we
trying to tease it.
can't
You guys weren't
we
in
can't
it, right?
tease much. Like where we left off was that in the part 1. I'm just
Dude, make it
I'm
quick.
just
Those ghosts are
scared
going to come
now.
back, I swear.
I'm just freaked out. Should we just move on?
Let's move on. Let's get
move
to
on.
some
This
fan
question-
They're
questions.
just getting angry. They're just like, this is the worst interview ever. Please stop.
I'm so scared.
The first one, let's try to decipher this. Section C, row 3. Right there. Our good friend.
Oh,
Hi.
questions.
My
Perfect.
name is Pamela. Hello.
Hi,
guys.
Pamela.
Hi, Pam.
My question is, how is working on the show different from other projects and shows you guys worked on separately? question.
Well,
I feel like Pamela kind of stole my question from earlier, but
Yeah, you kind of
What-
stole
like,
mine
what's the
actually.
What were the differences we found?
Like working in the shows, like different shows. Is there like something different about working in this show than other shows you've worked on?
There's a lot more like blood in this one than I've worked on before. There's a lot more stunts. It's more physical. So after a day of work, we're usually very exhausted. But I mean, even going back, I feel like it was more of a family vibe on this show than it has been on other shows. Especially like if films, if you do a film for 1 month, you don't really get the time to sort of get to know some of the casts, but we've spent all up maybe about, what was it like?
we spent a lot of time together.
Yeah, like
I don't even. I
6
couldn't even
months
tell
all
you
up.
yet.
We spent together, so
Like that.
yeah, the bonds are definitely tighter.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Oh yeah, there's just kind of I think there's just a different flow to every cast, and this one has been definitely one of my favorites.
Pamela, can I ask a follow-up to your question?
Yes, Kevin.
Okay, we're not co-hosting the show. What's like a typical social outing for you guys, just as friends, when you're working on the show? What would be like a typical night out, day out?
Bree just moved into a new house. Brienne plays Alex. And she has house parties a lot. So
Oh, damn.
it'll be sort of
Okay.
the last
Karaoke
minute.
parties.
Yeah, yeah. She has a karaoke machine. We play a bit of beer pong. It's great.
Nice. Don't say too much.
No,
The ghosts.
ghost.
No, the
yeah.
ghosts, yeah.
All right, we got time
don't
for
wanna give
one
them the
final
address.
haunted question on today's edition of Build. Come from right up front.
Hi, my name is Victoria.
Hello.
Dance Academy has been a long-time love of mine, and so has Teen Wolf. I'm sorry. But is there a favorite project that you've worked on personally? It's okay if no favorites, but yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Meet you.
Just scared of these ghosts, man.
Yeah, Dance Academy was one of my first like big jobs, and that I got to combine two of my favorite things, which is acting and dancing, and they were my first like on-set family. Like we shared green rooms together. You know what I mean? So that was one of my favorite shows. We did 3 seasons of that, and yeah, it was great.
Did you dance on that show a lot?
Yeah, a
Okay,
lot.
I need to watch this.
Yeah,
I need to
I wear
watch it.
tights in it if you want to see me in
Oh,
tights.
I'm definitely watching this. I'm definitely watching
Yeah.
this. What was the question?
Favorite project you've worked on?
I know all I can think about is the ghost and now him in tights. So,
Hey.
favorite project? I can't pick one. I can't like it. It's not about the project. It's about the experience. For me, you know, I think for most of us, anybody that's like us who is in it for the art and like the creativity and just making those bonds with people. I think that's what draws us all together is that we all have this common love for creating something that lets us express who we are. Because most artists get shut down in their early years. So I think that's why we all love it, and I can't really put like a favorite or not. Every single thing I've done, even if it's been bad, has like meant something good to me, you know.
Yeah, you learn something from each set you work on, and like you said, it's every set is a new experience. Like it's completely different. It could be really great, but it could also be really stressful. Yeah.
And you can get haunted by ghosts afterwards with some of these.
I'm worried, man.
I'm worried. You really just
Concerned for Jordan personally.
I woke them up.
I know. Guys, we're out of time. I was gonna say unfortunately, but you can go to the bathroom, Dylan. So maybe this is fortunate.
Yeah.
This is good news.
Yeah, I was worried I might pee myself. So, yeah.
A haunted
does that.
build, a peed build, who knows?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for checking this out. Light as a Feather, Season 2, Part 2B, out and available now. Jordan, Dylan, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.